Hello viewers, I'm ASHWIN Kumar here. Welcome to WinSat Digital Election Management System. Today we are going to discuss about IPL 2020. Don't get confused, it's not about the cricket, it's about Indian Political League. Today we are going to discuss about the Lok Sabha elections 2024. And today we are going to discuss about an aspiring candidate from the Warangal constituency in Telangana. So before I really welcome, Dr. Murali Darshan, please welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
So a brief background about Dr. Murali Darshan here. He's an MBA and PhD. So Dr. Darshan is a renowned academician and one of the foremost experts in the country in the field of foreign trade. And he was one of the first persons to draft the World Trade Policy, especially, and it has become a model for all the 13 states in the country. And apart from that, that led to creating a foreign policy for Latin America, African countries. He has been widely associated with the SAARC nations and all the nations here in Southeast Asia also. And he has been the visiting professor for Stanford University. And he was a pioneer, he was a main member who designed at NIPER and various institutions in the country. So with this, I would like to know more about what is it that Dr. Murali Darshan today, what are the plans, what is the vision he has for the Warangal constituency. So let us welcome and let us know more from his rich expertise which he has done it. So Dr. Darshan, welcome sir. Let us start with the questions. I hope you are ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready, thank you sir. So Dr. Darshan, coming to the present scenario in the country, a lot of people are feeling, the constitution is under threat. What is your opinion regarding that?
It's a wonderful question, Ashwin ji. The Constitution of India is under threat you're talking about. Normally, any ruling party which goes against the framework of that country, which is in the form of constitution, if they are going against the democratic values, if they are going against the fundamental rights, and if they are going against all this framework, definitely there will be a threat for the constitution.
Okay.
But nobody, the people of India, they don't let their constitution get downsized. Any party which comes into power can amend the constitution, but they cannot change the constitution.
That's a good point, sir. But assuming that with the recent statement from the Karnataka and other places that is coming, if BJP going to come to power with 420 plus seats, they have targeted to remove the constitution. Do you think there's a threat from the particular party with their getting to get 400 plus seats and they are going to change the constitution forever? The tampering of the constitution, in your opinion, what do you think?
Normally, it's an hypothetical question, Ashwin ji, because first of all, I doubt whether they get 400 and odd.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, it doesn't mean you can give a false statements before elections and you forget about implementing things in the positive way. So many things have been promised so far. You talk about a burning issue, like they promised about 2 crore jobs.
Right.
Where it has gone. And the small things, it has not happened with them. And they're talking about the change of constitution. Once again, I'm saying you can amend the constitution according to the changes that are taking place.
Right.
But you cannot change and do a false promise in front of the people. Then people are going to give the verdict.
Correct.
So in a democratic country, it is the will which goes from the public.
Here, just adding the extension to the question, do you think this kind of thing coming into the place and will it affect the marginalized people, especially the BC, SC and the STs? Do you think they're feeling threatened by this kind of comments coming from the other parts and other political parties?
Normally it happens. In my first answer itself, I said anything which goes against the framework of the democratic values, it will definitely affect.
Okay.
So they don't go. I think that they don't go. Even if they go, they need to face the repercussions.
Okay. So coming to our constituency from Warangal point of view, from the MP's point of view, we have the statistics here also stating that the attendance level of certain MPs from the member of parliament is much below 20%. Namely the BJP party, Mr. Sunny Deol, the famous actor, Nusrat Jahan and Mimi Chakrabarti, so on and so forth. So according to you, Why is it important for an MP to attend regularly to the Parliament?
Absolutely. When they are in public life,
Okay.
as a member of parliamentarian, he will have many issues from the constituency from which he represents.
Correct.
His constituency consists of 7 MLA constituencies. And there are a lot of public issues which he need to represent in parliament. And coming to the political parties, they are giving tickets to those people who are public attractions. A film actor, just now you have named few names. I mean, if he is coming only to win the elections by giving to a particular person, on the other side, whether they attend, they don't attend, if they don't attend, what kind of actions the parliament committee need to take,
Correct.
or the authorities need to take. There is no what you call system in which people get scared if I don't attend. I mean, even you're going to a school, if you don't have proper attendance, parents are called.
Right.
You're studying in a college, if you don't have proper attendance, they don't allow you to sit in the
Right.
examination.
Right.
Then coming to such a big parliament, you're representing the public.
Correct.
And when you are not attending, they need to take a proper action against them. Why they need to give a declaration.
Correct.
And why they are absent. What is the reason behind?
Right.
So these kind of checks and measures should be there. Otherwise, there won't be any kind of meaning in nominating or giving representation to these kind of people.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Very well said, sir. Now, in your opinion, what do you think should be the competencies of a member of a parliament?
See, first of all, when you're talking about the competencies of a member of parliament, he should be good in what you call most of the languages.
Okay.
He should be a good speaker, orator. He should have a grasping capacity on various public issues.
Okay.
He should be aware of the various issues which are prevailing in the constituency and across the country.
Right.
And he should have ethical values. Ethical values have become zero now. When people are giving you a mandate, when they are making you elect, it is not your responsibility to look back into their issues and try to figure it out or solve the problems, what confidence they have on you, and you are deceiving that.
Correct.
So these kind of things really matters a lot.
Correct.
And what kind of competences is he need to, at least he should be having minimum qualifications.
Fine.
Today what is happening, qualification is only a feather in the cap.
Right.
Along with qualification, you need to have a good character, which is above everything.
Right.
Normally, people say that you don't have a character, you don't fit anywhere.
Correct.
But people have a tendency that politicians are different. They have all kind of characterless things. That's wrong. There are people, eminent people are there.
Right.
And the character need to be evaluated. If you talk about various other countries,
Right.
even their character evaluation is done. Whether this guy is having a police case,
Right. The
whether
background
this,
check. The
yes, background check will be there in most of the developed countries.
Right.
Why not here?
Right.
See, when you are looking into the developed countries and following the things, why not you adopt those things
Correct.
in practice?
Practice. It should be practically implemented.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So coming to your constituency as Warangal, sir. So please tell me, what is your vision, mission and action plan for Warangal as such? If in case you are given a seat, since you said that you are an aspiring candidate from whichever political party. So if in case you are given a seat to contest as a Lok Sabha candidate for the coming 2024 elections from Warangal, what do you think are the main problems at Warangal at the grassroots level, and what are your proposed solutions?
A wonderful question, Ashwinji. See, normally it's not only me, it is open to everybody, every political party. The party need to select such a candidate who can be a great help to the nation, to the party and public.
Correct.
You need to identify, there are eminent personalities in this country. I'm not saying that, coming to my point, it's a Warangal, but why in this particular system, what do you call, a guy who is in a top position of defense, given a Rajya Sabha,
Yeah, somebody retired from defense
Okay.
services. Yeah.
military or navy or Supreme Court judges and the RBI governors, why they are not given? These kind of people will make a lot of difference in the society.
Right.
Because the position in which you work teaches you every damn thing.
Right.
That experiences, you can put it into practice when you become an MP.
Right.
Coming to your question to me,
Right.
what you are going to do with member of, what you call as a member of parliament in Warangal.
Right.
If I get a what you call ticket,
Right.
my vision towards Warangal is very simple. First of all, identify the basic problems of Warangal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of unemployment problems which are prevailing.
Right.
There are a lot of infrastructural problems which are prevailing. Warangal can be made better than Hyderabad
Oh, very good.
because Warangal is having a great history.
Mm-hmm.
And from all angles, if you just take an education sector, the people who studied in Kakatiya, particularly the pharmacy, they are working in different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a pharma hub there.
Okay.
Coming to medical tourism, you can as well do medical tourism, which can create huge employments, opportunities for various verticals in medical tourism.
Right.
Then coming to what you call textiles.
Right.
You can also have a textile parks. You can have lot of what you call SEZs.
Right.
Because it is connected. Only thing what you required is an international airport there.
Right.
And this can be connected to various. For that matter, even you can create a place like Surat.
Right.
Why only diamond cutting is done in Surat?
Right.
Why not this value addition can be done in Warangal?
Right.
I have traveled extensively across the world. I have also advised African countries.
Right.
So I can get a lot of investments into these particular domain, and I can create employment.
Very
Coming to another one, leather. The leather parks which are there all got closed, and today you can revive these leather parks. Earlier they have closed it purely because the tanneries were creating some kind of pollution and all.
Correct.
Today, you don't require those kind of things. You can import finished leather from African countries.
Oh, very good.
And you can just do a kind of value addition here, and you can have your footwear industries. Again, you can give life in it.
Right.
So you can invite the major companies from Russia who are ready to get into our country.
So here I would like to ask one question, sir. As you know, there is a lot of unemployment in Warangal area, of course, technically in the country. So in case there is a lot of unemployment in Warangal also, and a lot of major institutions are there, like, Kakatiya University, National Institute of Technology at Warangal, and so many universities in Telangana region. How do you think your academic qualification, you have been director of, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, and you are part of JNTU Foreign Business. How do you think your rich academic experience can benefit the unemployed youth, and especially all the vice chancellors of different universities in Telangana? What is your action plan towards that?
It's a good question, Ashwin ji. See, to eradicate, I can say you cannot eradicate total unemployment problem.
Right.
But to some extent, yes, we can. Because we can create employment opportunities. When I drafted the foreign trade policy of United Andhra Pradesh, I said, a novel thought I have given that, number one, satellites we are sending into orbit. Okay, at one go we are sending 34 satellites, 36 satellites into orbit. Today, most of the people doesn't know how to use the private satellites to deliver service to other countries who don't have satellites.
Very good. Excellent point.
So here, all your engineering graduates can hire a satellite service, and they can give GIS maps to African countries. They can give reports on crop patterning.
Okay.
If some countries want to electrify their entire country,
Right.
they can give the grid points.
Correct.
They can give the grid points.
Right.
They can give hospitals or supermarkets. Every supermarket or every hospital for how many population, for how many number of people.
Right.
So these kind of things can be given.
Right.
And this is through which you can do good amount of employment for educated.
Right.
Skill development.
Right. That's the important part.
Skill development, develop ITI institutes,
IT.
not IIT.
Right.
I'm talking about
Polytechnics.
ITIs.
ITI, right.
Make them experts. Make them experts in such a way. See, earlier, if you remember, any guy who passed out from ITI, he was never jobless.
Correct.
And these kind of skill sets, we need to inculcate into the young minds. We need to drive them towards this direction.
Right.
You tie up with University of Helsinki of Finland, then tie up with the neighboring government.
Right.
It may be Jagan government or anybody for that matter.
Right.
And you use the coastline.
Right.
You use the coastline in such a way. I mean, we have a big coastline.
Correct.
We have Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea,
Right.
Indian Ocean. There are a lot of vessels, the bigger ships which goes.
The fleets which we call, yeah.
You can do the maintenance of ships.
Right.
And maintenance of ships, because we are thickly populated.
Correct.
You can give at a very competitive price where nobody can give.
Right.
You can give this service, maintenance of ship, on the high sea.
So manpower services we can provide.
Yes, you
Right.
can create 5 lakh jobs straight
Oh,
away.
Straight away. Okay, great.
This is one. When I'm talking about the medical tourism,
Right.
I mean, there's so many jobs within. Today, if you go and look into the different verticals in
Right.
Warangal,
Right.
particularly the employment,
Right.
I mean, India, a day will come,
Right.
India will supply manpower to the world
Correct.
in
So-
all the domains.
Right. It's already doing it. Right.
Yes.
Right.
So, in this context, they need to think in a very positive manner.
Right.
They need to create a base for the people, for the younger generations.
Right.
And we need to create a platform in such a way that it should be a vibrant. I'll tell you a good example here.
Right.
State Trading Corporation is there.
Right. STC.
State Trading Corporation role need to be vibrant. On one fingertip, I can challenge that on one fingertip, you can get the data of all the districts of Telangana.
Yes.
What they are producing, how many industries are there, what every industry is producing,
Right.
where they can export, how they can export, everything will be there in the hands of the minister concerned.
Correct.
And this particular organization can invite investors into Warangal.
Correct. Now, coming from your rich experience of export and imports, from the Warangal agricultural community, because a lot of people, 70% of India is totally into agriculture. So, from Warangal, what crops do you think can be exported, and how can agriculturists from Warangal can benefit with your rich experience?
See, what I tell you, Ashwinji, you see here, you can produce a lot of things. Now, the things have changed as far as agriculture is concerned. Earlier, we had a water problem. Now, that water problem is not there. But what happens here, agriculture, for example, a Teja variety of mirchi,
Okay.
which is produced in Warangal, which goes to European markets.
Okay.
Very few people know about this.
No, even I was not aware of it. That's a new thing, right?
Big Sorilana, Anato seeds, which just grows on the roadside of our rural villages.
Villages, correct.
And this, if you you sell it in the form of dry or powder or process, a kg costs you 10,000.
Oh.
And this is used as a natural color pigment in baking items, in food, and even in clothing in European markets.
Oh.
Then you can produce almost most of the fruits in Telangana region. Specifically when you come to Warangal, Warangal is known for mangoes and all.
Right.
And all vegetables, you can export it to the neighboring countries.
Correct.
Neighboring countries, in instance, where there is a 2 hours drive,
Right.
a 2 hours flight, sorry.
Right.
So these kind of markets where you can tap.
Right.
You take an example, one country in Latin America, their entire economy lies on papaya.
Papaya. Okay.
They export 100% to US.
Okay.
Their country revenue is running purely on papaya. So you just imagine, India is an agrarian economy.
Correct.
And India is having 97% of land which is eatable.
Right.
With small minute repair you can produce anything.
Right.
With these kind of blessings from the Almighty, you can do wonders.
Right.
Coming to wasteland developmental farming.
Okay.
It is a new subject to the Indian agriculture sector itself.
Okay.
There are so much land available. Why
Right.
can't you do wasteland developmental farming?
Right.
Why don't you give opportunity to educated agri-scientists?
Right.
And he, as a leader, under him there are villagers who work under the BPO model kind of thing.
Right.
So every guy is expert in something and design crops in such a way,
Right.
and you can produce, you can have an export division. And coming to agriculture sector, we have also seen we don't have proper warehouse facilities.
Exactly. I was coming to that.
We don't have proper warehouse facilities. Create warehouse facilities. It may be a cold chain, it may be a moderate, a dry what you call warehouse, because more than 46% of fleet which touches
Right.
Kajipet.
Right.
All the trains which goes to south, west,
They touch
east,
Kazipet. Yeah.
they touch Kajipet.
Right.
Make it as a hub of what you call logistics,
Right.
warehouses, and that can really create huge employment opportunities for the marginalized people.
Do you think we need to revamp the market yards in Warangal and maybe in Telangana also, using technology and everything?
Yes, absolutely. See, several times you read in the newspapers and news channels
Right.
that crops have been
Destroyed by rains.
sudden rains.
Rains, correct,
So
exactly.
you don't have a facility. Every
To storage.
village should have a storage facility. Government need to create.
Market yard, we'll say. Yeah.
Government need to create those things. You charge with the farmer.
Correct. He's ready to pay also.
So these are the things which are very, very important. There is so much to do.
Right.
Even 75 years, 76 years of independence, there are so many gaps.
Right.
Systematically, you need to build the
The
nation.
loopholes need to be blocked.
Yes.
Right, sir. So coming to the next important question, sir. What do you think is the role of resident welfare associations of Warangal in deciding the policy matters?
Resident welfare associations play a very important role, not only in Warangal, for this entire country.
Correct.
Because these are the people who are the taxpayers.
Correct.
Properly, we need to address their issues. I mean, this is a wonderful thing. They are the people who are becoming victims.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are properly handled, majority of problems can be resolved.
Okay.
And they play a vital role.
Yeah, they are the backbone of the Indian economy, and they want to expand the area ward sabhas and committees, whereas the real governance lies at the grassroots level.
Absolutely.
That's what. So the next question, sir, I think you are aware of the drug scenario in entire Telangana and India, and definitely in Warangal, drugs is a major issue. What do you think we should take as citizens? What action should we take to see that the drugs manufacturing or possession or consumption can be reduced?
I need to go into the genesis of this if I want to address perfectly this question.
Right.
That why this particular scenario evolved in the recent past.
Right.
Earlier also we used to get, but not in this much quantities.
Right. It's available everywhere.
Today, in India, majority of ports has been privatized.
Okay.
Okay. When you privatize your ports, you don't have a controllable factors that what is coming in and what is going out.
Okay.
From where it is coming and from where it is going.
Okay.
When a huge amount of drugs were caught in Mundra port, people not questioned.
That's a surprise. That's a shocking fact. Right.
Okay.
Right.
And why I'm saying this particular thing is this can kill our younger generations.
Next future generation.
The future of India will be gone if you don't curb this particular thing
Correct.
at this level.
Right.
Irrelevant of any party, irrelevant of anything,
Correct.
the people need to be proper. I mean, this issue need to be properly curbed.
Correct.
Otherwise, I mean, you don't have a future.
Right.
This is a major issue in some of the countries. The entire economy got collapsed.
Collapsed. Correct. I think it's because of the ports being privatized. Do you think that's a...
There are a lot of factors, Ashwinji. There are a lot of factors. See, normally what happens, see, this particular thing which goes to various countries.
Correct.
And your ports, I mean, when you don't have a controllable factors, naturally this happens.
Right.
See, even in my school days, college days, people used to come, they used to sell. But now today you go to anywhere,
Any Pandaba?
any part of Telangana, not only Warangal.
Right.
I mean, this is the major issue.
The police are doing an excellent job
Yes.
right now. So let us see. So coming to the next issue, sir, I think you are aware, most of the young students who have done postgraduates and, youngsters also, 10th students also, most of them are committing suicides.
This country and also across the world.
Right.
Mental health well-being program, wellness program, you call it, is very much required at this point of time because the students have major pressures.
Right.
So they are influenced by various things.
Correct.
And when they are nurtured at the school level, they need to be properly handled.
Correct.
And say, for example, TV shows.
Right.
They are giving some of the channels giving a wrong this thing. You have good, bad, and worst in the channels.
Right.
You need to see that. Parents need to watch what the kid is doing.
Correct. Impressionable minds. Right.
Because they are growing, they're open to take up anything. But you need to know internet when it has come into India, without having an internet policy, they have abruptly introduced the internet policy. Today, now you are saying that, oh, we need to have this policy. No, think 10 times before implementing something.
Correct.
Don't think after implementing.
Here, I would like to add one point which most of the parents, I'm sure they will also agree with me. A lot of children are addicted to mobile phone and gaming. What do you think we should do in that regard? How should a parent educate a child not to get addicted to mobile phone gaming?
That's not in our control, Ashwin. Why? Because now once after you opened up the economy,
Right.
I really remember today a guy goes to college when mother says that better you have breakfast. Oh, he says, no mama, I don't have time. I need to catch up my bus. But the moment he go to a bus stop, he notice that he means somebody phone rings and vibration comes in his body. And he goes back home and pick up the phone and comes back. This has become a part and parcel of life.
Correct.
But this is not so in Western countries.
Correct.
Who made us learn about this.
Right.
Mobile is a personal thing. If I have a mobile, my number knows to my wife and my close
Immediate people.
If they want to meet or connect me on an urgent basis, they reach me on my mobile.
Right.
But today, even landline is there beside you. You don't touch your landline. You only use your mobile phone.
Phones, right.
And every mobile phone is having more than 2,000, 3,000 numbers.
Right.
Mobile is your personal thing.
Personal.
So we need to educate in such a way that this particular question here, even we are inculcating, we are spoiling our kids.
Correct.
See, when if the kid is 2 years or 3 years, you hand over a mobile, he will play and mother will feed him.
Right. Correct.
So this goes like, I mean, the way you train them, that
You
reflects.
bring them up. Bringing up is very important. Parenting is an art.
Yes,
that they say.
absolutely.
So coming to the important thing that recently that has come, sir, IIIT, BC and SC and ST hostels, they are not having proper toilets, not having proper food quality that is being served there, especially in the month of winter and everything. They don't even have proper blankets. So do you think you will undertake a mission to go and visit these hostels, check the foods? What do you think we should be doing?
No, definitely, Ashwinji. See, when I was working with Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, as an additional charge, I was also warden.
Warden, okay.
Brought in a lot of changes. As a warden, we used to have a privilege that the cafeteria guy used to serve food at your residence.
Okay, at the room,
But
basically.
never have taken that at my...
Okay, at your...
I used to go and have food with my children so that I know what my children are eating.
Correct.
I used to sit with them. I designed a menu comprising of people from different parts of India.
All over India.
See, 3 days in northern India, 3 days southern India, then
East and west.
what you call the cook's choice on one particular day,
Okay.
or the association, the students welfare association choice one day. Like this I have done.
Right.
Coming to the hostel and all, they need to have all the facilities
Correct.
in its place, because this is the place where you are nurturing, this is the place where you are producing the future of India.
Correct.
So you need to give them the best there. And when you're talking about they don't have blankets, it is a responsibility of the ministry concerned. And the education minister need to see that
Visit
whether-
regularly, basically.
Yes, they need to visit so that the checks and measures will be there. Wherever there is a shortfall, they can always you can rectify and remodify it.
Right.
A student should be in a very good environment when they are educating.
Right.
So there should not be any kind of lapses on behalf of the welfare or the SC welfare ministry
Correct.
or the education ministry, and they should be given the best proteins, the best food, and the best facilities so that
Including the
he will groom
toilets.
up very well.
Right.
Coming to toilets is a basic thing,
Right.
Ashwinji. I mean, you go to foreign countries, even a person can sleep. That need they maintain.
Right.
So you need to teach them how it need to be maintained.
Correct.
And see, everything is important in the society, Ashwinji. The way you look at the people who are at the helm of affairs need to feel responsible as if they are their children.
Correct.
As if it is his own
Kid is
house.
studying there, right?
Yes.
So coming to the next one, sir, with your rich experience with SAARC nations and African countries and Latin American countries, what do you think will be the role of FDI, foreign direct investment, into Warangal or into Telangana? How do you think you can help the present Telangana government with your rich experience with SAARC nations as well as with the African nations? How do you foresee that?
See,
Your support.
Yeah, good question. Foreign direct investment, they have a policy, Ashwinji. I need to again go back into the genesis of FDIs. China has opened its economy very long back.
Right.
India has opened its economy in 1991.
93 basically, that's
Yeah.
right.
So privatization, liberalization and globalization. Why India took so much time to open their economy when China has opened its doors, ventilators, windows
Everything.
for foreign direct investments from
Right.
various other countries?
Right.
Why you took so much time? Because here the bureaucrats and the what you call the leaders, they are not sure how many man hours a company works in their country,
Right.
how many holidays they have. The calendar shows 52 holidays, but it runs more than 52.
More than correct.
So these kind of, a foreign investor coming into your country, he will ask you how many man hours your company is going to operate in 365 days. You don't have an answer. Coming to FDI from Africa and South Asian countries into Warangal, or for that matter into India, let us take Warangal. We need to really look in what kind of SEZs we can develop.
Okay.
As I told you, pharma SEZ, which can create a lot of things, a lot of employment. Investments from these countries, because these are most of the countries are poor and developing countries.
Right.
We need to get investments from developed countries into our country,
Europe and other.
Europe and other countries.
Right.
And we can link up these countries in such a way they can invest and they can take out some proportion, and some proportion can be exportable by the country of origin.
Right.
We can get investments into various domains. You can have a software park there.
Right.
Why only software industry in Hyderabad?
Right.
See, normally in most of the developed countries, they do a SWOT analysis.
Right.
If they are successful in one particular domain, they will do all the SWOT in other sectors.
Correct.
And you can plant various industries. I told you in education sector, for example, every country has engineering colleges.
Right.
In engineering college, there are a lot of streams. One particular stream is called structural engineering,
Correct.
structural design.
Right.
Ramappa got a UNESCO status.
Right.
Why can't the university there link up with some of the top universities, or for that matter, in whether it is Africa or South Asian countries,
Right.
and let every structural engineer make it a point that he should visit Ramappa.
So we can create the twinning program, you're saying?
We can.
Twinning program will be helpful for the
We
students.
can. At least their final project.
Right,
They
final-
should visit.
Right.
It's a revenue generating model, Ashwinji.
Right.
Because Kakatiya dynasty has a great history
Correct.
and there's culture.
Correct.
This need to be taught to the entire world, where you can develop tourism, you
Right.
can develop education, you can develop a lot of things.
Right. Here, one point which I have read in some papers which you have published in the other journals also, you had a plan for today we say Hyderabad, Secunderabad as twin cities. Whereas Warangal is concerned, we have got Warangal, Hanmakonda and Kazipet. It is called Tri-Cities. What is your opinion on, developing the Tri-Cities for?
We can see when a desert can be developed into Las Vegas. I mean, the visionaries need to have that
kind of
vision
right.
and fund.
Right.
You can create heaven on earth.
Correct. So the Tri-Cities is very, very important.
Every possibility, because they have a thick, good railway line.
Right.
And it is just within the vicinity from Hyderabad,
and national
the
highway.
nearest place.
Right.
And a lot of advantages what Warangal has.
Correct. So it only needs an airport. So that
airport is also there, Ashwinji, but they need to develop. Once after all these things comes in, like your SEZs comes in, automatically the international, you can develop the international airport, you can invite investments for development of airport.
Correct. That will make a lot of
This is how things develop.
Right. Correct.
You get one particular industry will generate lot of verticals.
Right. Correct. So coming to here, one more thing, sir, is as you are aware, 18% GST is a huge burden for all the startups and for all the different verticals, different sectors in the industry, and especially if you are taking care from a sector called insurance sector. Why the insurance policies which are not being sold? They are profit making all over India, combined of life and non-life also. With the government owned insurance companies as well as private insurers combined together with 1.4 billion population, we have covered only 4%. This 18% GST is a major burden to startups or new companies, and especially in the insurance sector. Do you think we should change the 18% insurance GST structure?
There are two questions within one question, Ashwinji.
Right.
Let me take one by one.
Right.
When you're talking about today, if you go and speak to the industry people, they say this country is not suitable for manufacturing units. Number one, the first question comes in, this is not suitable. And the second question comes into is, when you're talking about insurance, LIC was giving the highest revenue to the government.
Correct. 100.
What is the fun of privatizing it?
Yeah, that's
you want to privatize. I'm not against privatization,
right.
But when you are privatizing, you need to know about what to privatize and what not.
Correct.
Then coming to insurance sector, what are the policies which are not there in the domain of LIC? Constitute an expert committee, send them to a developed country, and let them study, come out with a proposal that these are the things not available and we need to incorporate these things.
Correct.
And then you keep your LIC alive.
Correct.
Because of your vicious interest, giving it to your son-in-law, daughter-in-law, don't kill the industries which are generating revenue to the nation.
Right.
Otherwise, this is going to kill the nation in the long run.
Sir, you mentioned something in your journal about Navaratnas. What is your opinion on Navaratnas?
See, most of the Navaratnas, they have a vision. I'll put it into such a way, the industrialization of Nehruji, nationalization and institutionalization of Madam Indiraji,
right,
and techno-vision of Rajivji,
right,
and now unification and bringing all people together of Khargeji has really done bringing a change.
Grassroots
Now,
level change.
Yeah,
right.
change is coming in.
Right.
Then coming to Navaratnas, what is the necessity of privatizing the Navaratnas which are making profit is the question.
Correct.
See, a lot of people, they're questioning on this particular thing purely because one by one, all government sectors, they're privatizing.
Correct.
Once again, I'm saying here, privatization is not, I'm against.
Right.
But you need to know what to privatize and what not. When some of the steel plant, like Vizag steel plant, making it profit, what is the necessity for privatizing it?
Correct. 100%.
When you look into privatization of everything, we don't want the government and let the private people run the show.
Correct.
At the parliament.
Right.
Why we want the government here then?
Right.
We will outsource it to some other country then.
Correct.
So these kind of things will kill the fabric of democracy.
But basically what we are saying through your journal also we have read that the public sector enterprises creates a social justice So what is
Yes.
your opinion on social justice, sir? Why it is important, social justice in our economy now?
It's a wonderful question, Ashwinji. Social justice is required. There are some of the communities which are totally neglected
Correct.
since the independence.
Correct.
Totally neglected. They don't have the representation in parliament
Correct.
or anywhere that for that matter.
Right.
They should have the representation
Correct.
because they also have several issues.
Right.
And these issues need to be brought to the notice of parliament.
Complete country.
Entire country. People will see, what is happening. Now, even if you go to some of the rural areas, there are families who have not seen 500 note.
Correct.
This is the state of affairs.
Right.
There are families who take single meal, twice they take water and sleep.
Right.
So these kind of things are there, Ashwinji. So social justice is very much required.
Right.
You cannot give 4 seats to a single family,
Correct.
3 seats to a single family.
Right.
So this is where the social justice is required. Economically, your people need to come out.
Right.
Economically, they should become strong. The gap today, I am warning through your interview that the middle income group in India is evaporating.
Correct. 100%.
The two classes which is going to exist in India is one is the rich, other one is the poor.
Right.
And the middle class is going to evaporate.
The tax-paying class
So this is a very dangerous sign
situation.
to the economy of India.
Right. So here, in order to say, as our great late President APJ Kalam said, Pura is the solution. PURA. Providing urban amenities in rural areas. Lot of people who are there in rural areas are coming into urban areas. That is why the crime and other things are increasing. So in your view, how do you think, rural tourism and rural entrepreneurship, especially keeping the rich history of Warangal in mind, how do you think we can promote rural tourism? Yes, definitely you have told about medical tourism, rural tourism and rural entrepreneurship, especially for women, especially from marginalized communities who are having the self-help groups, Dwakra women. How do you think you will address this? Anganwadi workers, Asha workers, all of them are there. So the rural tourism and rural entrepreneurship, keeping the marginalized community and especially women. What is your suggestion?
Rural entrepreneurship is one of the important thing in India today. Coming to entrepreneurship, see, you need to know, you cannot create all the government jobs.
Right.
You need to teach to the people how you can become a businessman.
Right.
A business from 500 to 5 crores to 500 crores. Today I do deliver lecture for multi-billionaires
Right.
club. I do give sessions to almost all the chambers.
Right.
I'm a resource person for various chamber of commerce across the world.
Right. And Stanford University also.
Stanford University too. So what I'm saying here is, first of all, inculcate this into their blood.
Okay.
The South and North has a different bifurcation that every South Indian say that they want to see their son as a doctor or an engineer.
Right.
But North Indian people, they say that if my son knows how to calculate money and he's a big businessman, and they make them learn business from school onwards.
Right.
But whereas in the southern India, they say that better you take a good education and try for a government job. Where you get in 140 crores population, where do you get the jobs?
Correct.
So you need to prepare your people according to the changes that are happening. And when you're talking about rural tourism, yes, there is a great chances. I mean, there is a great scope for world to see India.
Warangal especially.
See India, and there are places like Warangal which has a great history.
Right.
And you can see even majority of the countries invaded India just to see the treasure of India.
Right.
And they have looted India.
Right.
And even today, every foreigner,
Right.
they love to see our culture,
Correct.
the greatness of India. And you don't find, Ashwinji, I have traveled more than 87 countries.
Okay.
You never see a country like India.
Correct.
And when you go into the rural areas of Warangal,
Right.
you will be fascinated like anything. How they have built
Right.
1,000 Pillar Temple. You just see,
That's a marvelous thing, right?
it's a marvelous thing.
Right.
So like this, we need to project our country internationally.
Correct.
Then you can get a lot of tourism developmental activities. You can create employment. Coming to the women, as I told you, I have a dream. I have a dream to develop women in Warangal, that a mother particularly the priority, the widows. I want to take mother and child to a school where within the compound you have a school and an industry.
Excellent, excellent. That's a brilliant point.
Mother goes to the industry, son goes to the school.
School or the creche.
And 2 o'clock the school ends. After that he will be given proper diet and he will be given a sport.
Right.
And if he is good in swimming, we see that this guy represents nationals.
So rural sports is also part
Yes.
of it. Right. Very good.
This
excellent.
is the rural sport.
Right.
And coming to mother, she should earn every day 500 rupees is the target.
Right.
And evening again bus comes, take them from the school, leave them in the village.
Village, correct.
So this kind of concepts, novel concepts I have in my mind,
Excellent, sir. Excellent. That's good.
which builds the economy
Right.
from nowhere to somewhere.
Right. So here we are coming to the final part of the interview. Here I would like to ask you a straight blunt question. In case you have to be, you are an aspiring seat for a Lok Sabha this thing. So what is it that you'd like to tell our audience, our viewers, everyone, especially the people who are deciding on the ticket? What are the 5 points that they should give Dr. Murali Darshan the ticket for Lok Sabha in Warangal? 5 points.
See, the first and the foremost important thing that keep it in mind how this nation can be built by intellectual. Intellectual means a lighted candle. A lighted candle can light other candles.
Excellent.
Not only me,
Right.
for that matter, anybody who is highly knowledgeable, who is useful to the society. His contributions should be useful to the nation, to the region where he is represented, and the public in toto. Second important thing is he should be a visionary.
Visionary, basically.
He should be a visionary who can take this state, this region, and the place where he is representing to a multi-dimensional scaling. Third, you have great scope to develop Warangal.
Correct.
It is not that I am challenging Warangal can be one of the best cities in the world.
Oh, great. That's great.
That much scope it has.
Correct.
And you need to have a vision how you can say, for example, invest in Telangana.
Right.
A program is launched in UK.
Right.
Invest in US. A program is launched in US, where all the Indians itself, they'll come and participate. All the rich people, they're ready to invest in.
Correct.
So you need to have sectors in your
Correct.
hand. So these kind of preparation, we need to make it.
Correct.
And finally, you should have a great character to the person who is representing the people of India
Any constituency.
and focus to Telangana. He should have character is something which is very, 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 very important for any human in particular.
Correct.
So if given opportunity, it is my personal request to all the parties, don't play with the careers of the people. Identify the best person who will be helpful to your party, who will be helpful to the nation and the public in toto. So please don't do a wrong calculation in identifying the right people. Place the right person at the right place that yield result. And this much I can say, Ashwinji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So here,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Darshan. That was a
Thank you very
fantastic.
much.
You have done a very inspiring thing. So I would request all the people who are watching, especially all the political parties here, Dr. Darshan is a very most eligible and most deserving candidate to be contesting in the Warangal Lok Sabha constituency. With that, thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jai Hind.